Hi, I'm David. So for this problem, they're asking us to find the complements and the supplements of various angle measures. So let's start from the beginning. So first of all, 46 degrees. They're asking us to find the complement of 46 degrees and the supplement of 46 degrees. The complement of 46 is whatever the difference is between 90 and 46. And meanwhile, the definition of supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180, meaning the difference between 180 and 46. So first of all, when it comes to complements, all we have to do is take 46 and subtract it from 90, right? And so that gives us 44 degrees. So 44 degrees would be the complementary angle to 46 degrees. And meanwhile, for the supplementary angle, all we have to do is 180 minus 46. That gives us 134 degrees, meaning the supplementary angle to 46 degrees is 134 degrees. So let's look at this one. This one is 181 degrees, meaning it's already over 180 degrees, meaning it's physically impossible for you to add something to this and equal 90, because this is already over 90. Same thing with its supplementary angle. This is already over 180, so it's physically impossible for this to have a supplementary angle because nothing you add to 181 would bring it back down to 180. So this would not have a complementary or supplementary angle. Now let's look at these two. These two work the same way as these, except we're using radians here instead of degree measures. Remember that radians and degrees are pretty much the same thing. They're just measurements for angles, right? So here, in order to find the complementary angle to pi over 3, we need to find the angle that it would take for this to add up to pi over 2. Because remember, 90 degrees in terms of radians is pi over 2. So we need to find the difference between pi over 2, which is 90 degrees, and pi over 3. And so then to solve for this, we have to have them have the same common denominator. This gives us 3 pi over 6. And meanwhile, this, we have to multiply this. This gives us 2 pi over 6. Now they have a common denominator, and so we can subtract 3 pi and 2 pi. Well, that's just equal to pi over 6. So this would be the measure of the complementary angle to pi over 3. Meanwhile, we can do the same thing for supplementary. 180 degrees is the same thing as just pi radians. So then we do the same thing we did here, except now we're subtracting this from pi. So same idea, we want to have them have common denominators, so we can multiply this by 3 over 3. 3 pi minus pi is 2 pi over 3. So then the supplementary angle would be 2 pi over 3. Okay? Now let's look at this one. This one's 3 pi over 4. The problem with this, right off the bat, is that just like this one, it's already over pi over 2. It's already over 90 degrees, right? So it's physically impossible for this angle to have a complement because it's already over what needs to add up to pi over 2. So there is no complementary angle, but there is a supplementary angle to this, right? So it's the same thing we did here. We can do pi minus 3 pi over 4, right? We can change this so that we have a common denominator of 4. So now we can do 4 pi minus 3 pi. That becomes pi over 4. That means the supplementary angle to 3 pi over 4 is pi over 4 radians. And that is how you solve this problem. Thank you.